When people remember Cristiano Ronaldo, they remember impossible goals, Champions League nights, Ballon d'Or celebrations, and records that seemed untouchable. Football history usually measures greatness in goals, in trophies, and in moments that define generations. By those standards, Cristiano Ronaldo has already secured his place among the greatest players the sport has ever seen. But what if his greatest achievement was never scored inside a stadium? What if the most important record he ever broke cannot be found in any statistics book? Because long before football clubs began paying hundreds of millions for elite players, long before social media turned footballers into global celebrities, and long before entire leagues competed for worldwide attention, the economics of football looked very different. Transfers were measured mainly by sporting ambition. Sponsors followed clubs more than individual players. Television audiences still revolved around competitions rather than personalities. Then Cristiano Ronaldo arrived, not all at once, but step by step, transfer after transfer, contract after contract, season after season, without anyone fully realizing it. The value of a football superstar was being rewritten. By the time his career reached Saudi Arabia, one player was no longer capable of changing only a team's results. He could transform television audiences, move global sponsors, influence transfer markets, and reshape the ambitions of an entire football league. This is not the story of how Cristiano Ronaldo became one of football's greatest players. It is the story of how one player helped redefine what a footballer could be worth. But every revolution has a beginning, and this one started with a teenage winger that Manchester United chose to gamble on in 2003. The question is, did they realize they were buying a footballer, or unknowingly investing in the future of football itself? In the summer of 2003, Cristiano Ronaldo was just 18 years old. Outside Portugal, very few football supporters knew his name. He wasn't the world's best player. He wasn't even considered Europe's brightest young star. He was simply another exciting winger trying to break into elite football. Everything changed during one pre-season friendly. Sporting Lisbon faced Manchester United. For 90 minutes, the teenager attacked experienced Premier League defenders without fear. Every dribble demanded attention. Every burst of acceleration forced another mistake. Every touch hinted at something extraordinary. When the match ended, Manchester United's players reportedly delivered the same message to Sir Alex Ferguson: "Sign him, before somebody else does." Only days later, Manchester United agreed to pay around $12 million. At the time, it was one of the highest fees ever paid for a teenager. Many people thought the club had taken an enormous financial risk. After all, Ronaldo had proved very little outside Portugal. There was no guarantee he would succeed in England. But Sir Alex Ferguson wasn't simply buying the player Ronaldo had become. He was investing in the player Ronaldo might become. It was a football decision. Yet, without anyone realizing it, it also became one of the most important business decisions in football history. Because Manchester United hadn't just signed a gifted teenager. They had unknowingly acquired the foundations of a future global brand. A player whose influence would eventually stretch far beyond football itself. Still, potential has never guaranteed greatness. For Manchester United's investment to change football forever, Cristiano Ronaldo first had to become much more than a talented young winger. He had to become a global phenomenon. And Old Trafford would become the place where that transformation truly began. Manchester United had signed Cristiano Ronaldo because of his potential. The challenge now was turning that potential into greatness. Sir Alex Ferguson immediately understood that talent alone would never be enough. The teenager needed discipline as much as dazzling footwork. Training became relentless. Every weakness became another target for improvement. Decision-making, strength, finishing, consistency. Season after season, Cristiano Ronaldo evolved before the football world's eyes. The flashy winger who relied on tricks gradually became a complete attacker. His goals increased. His assists multiplied. His influence over matches grew impossible to ignore. By 2007, he wasn't simply one of Manchester United's best players. He had become one of the biggest attractions in world football. Supporters traveled across continents just to watch him play. Children copied his stepovers in school playgrounds. His shirts became bestsellers from Asia to North America. Television audiences grew whenever he appeared. Sponsors quickly noticed what football clubs were beginning to understand. Cristiano Ronaldo generated attention wherever he went, and attention had enormous commercial value. In 2008, he completed one of the greatest individual seasons in Premier League history. Manchester United won the Premier League. They conquered Europe. Ronaldo scored 42 goals in all competitions. Then he lifted his first Ballon d'Or. For most footballers, that would have been the peak of a remarkable career. For Cristiano Ronaldo, it became something very different. His football value and his commercial value had finally become inseparable. He was no longer just one of the world's best players. He had become football's most marketable superstar. And when a player reaches that level, the next transfer is never just about football. It becomes a statement to the entire world. In the summer of 2009, the football world stopped. Real Madrid agreed to pay 80 million for Cristiano Ronaldo. No footballer had ever cost so much. The headlines focused on one number, a world record transfer fee. To many people, it looked outrageous. How could any player possibly be worth that amount? But inside the Santiago Bernabeu, Florentino Perez wasn't asking how much Ronaldo cost. He was asking how much value Ronaldo could create. That was a completely different calculation. Real Madrid weren't simply buying goals. They were buying global attention. Millions of supporters who would now follow every match. Sponsors eager to associate themselves with football's biggest star. Television broadcasters expecting record audiences. Commercial partners willing to invest more than ever before. Even before Ronaldo had played a single competitive minute, the business impact was already visible. Around 80,000 supporters packed the Santiago Bernabeu just to witness his official presentation. It became one of the largest unveiling ceremonies in football history. The images traveled across every continent. For many clubs, a new signing generated excitement. For Real Madrid, this signing generated a worldwide media event. Then came the merchandise. Ronaldo shirts appeared everywhere. Madrid, London, Tokyo, New York, Jakarta. Supporters weren't simply buying a football shirt. They were buying a connection to the biggest sporting celebrity on the planet. Suddenly, the record transfer fee no longer looked like an extravagant gamble. It looked like the beginning of a new business model. From that moment onward, the world's biggest clubs increasingly understood that the right superstar could generate far more than victories. He could generate an economy of his own. Cristiano Ronaldo arrived in Madrid carrying football's highest transfer fee. He left carrying something far more valuable. Proof that one player could transform the business of an entire football club. His impact was immediate. Goals arrived almost every week. Records began falling one after another. But while defenders struggled to stop Ronaldo on the pitch, something equally remarkable was happening away from it. Real Madrid became the center of football's commercial universe. Every Clásico became a global event. Every Champions League night attracted millions of additional viewers. Every new season launched with unprecedented worldwide attention. Sponsors weren't simply buying advertising space anymore. They wanted access to Cristiano Ronaldo's image. His face appeared on billboards, television commercials, video games, sportswear campaigns, luxury brands. His personal brand was growing almost as quickly as his goal tally. Then came another revolution: social media. While previous generations relied on newspapers and television, Ronaldo spoke directly to hundreds of millions of supporters around the world. Every post generated headlines. Every photograph became marketing. Every celebration reached every continent within seconds. For the first time, a footballer's global audience no longer depended entirely on the club he played for. The player himself had become a worldwide media platform. That changed everything. Sponsors began valuing individual footballers differently. Transfer negotiations changed. Commercial departments gained influence alongside sporting directors. Clubs no longer evaluated only goals and assists. They also evaluated global reach, marketing potential, commercial influence, brand power. Cristiano Ronaldo hadn't simply justified his record transfer fee. He had redefined how future transfer fees would be understood. Because after Ronaldo, football's biggest stars were no longer judged only by what they produced on the pitch. They were judged by the economic worlds they could create around it. Cristiano Ronaldo changed football's economy, but he didn't do it alone. Every great story needs a rival. Football found one in Lionel Messi. Their rivalry didn't simply divide supporters, it united the world's attention. Every El Clasico became more than a football match. It became a global event. Broadcasters fought for television rights. Sponsors competed for visibility. Media outlets built entire campaigns around one question: who was better? That debate crossed every border. Children argued about it in school playgrounds. Fans debated it across social media. Television networks built documentaries around it. Every Ballon d'Or ceremony became worldwide entertainment. Every Champions League knockout match carried even greater significance. Football had experienced legendary rivalries before. Pelé and Eusebio, Cruyff and Beckenbauer, Maradona and Platini. But none unfolded in the digital age. None reached billions of people in rise of YouTube. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter allowed every goal, every free kick, every celebration to spread across the world within minutes. The rivalry became football's greatest marketing campaign, not because anyone designed it, but because millions of supporters could never stop talking about it. Clubs benefited, broadcasters benefited, sponsors benefited. Football itself became bigger. As Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi pushed each other to impossible heights, they also pushed the commercial value of football into an entirely new era. By the end of the 2010s, the modern football superstar had become more than an athlete. He had become a global media brand. Yet there was still one final chapter nobody expected. Because after conquering England, Spain, and Italy, Cristiano Ronaldo was about to test whether his influence could extend beyond European football itself. On December 30th, 2022, football received news that stunned the world. Cristiano Ronaldo had signed for Al Nassr. To many supporters, it looked like the final chapter of a legendary career, a move motivated by money rather than football. The headlines focused almost entirely on one thing: the richest contract the sport had ever seen. Critics quickly reached their conclusion: Ronaldo had left elite football behind. But that interpretation missed something much bigger. Because Al Nassr weren't simply signing a striker. Saudi Arabia wasn't simply buying goals. It was investing in global attention. Almost overnight, the Saudi Pro League became headline news across the world. Broadcasters who had barely acknowledged the league began negotiating for television rights. International media suddenly covered matches they had never discussed before. Supporters who couldn't name a single Saudi club now knew exactly when Al Nassr were playing. Social media followed the same pattern. Every Ronaldo appearance generated hundreds of millions of views. Every goal traveled instantly around the world. Every press conference became international news. The commercial ripple effect spread far beyond one club. Sponsors saw new opportunities. Investors saw a growing market. Other elite players suddenly became willing to consider Saudi Arabia. Within months, the league attracted some of football's biggest names: Karim Benzema, N'Golo Kanté, Neymar, and many others followed. Would all of that have happened without Cristiano Ronaldo? Perhaps eventually. But few people doubt that his arrival accelerated the process dramatically. For the third time in his career, Ronaldo had become the catalyst for an economic transformation. First, Manchester United invested in potential. Then Real Madrid invested in a global brand. Now Saudi Arabia was investing in worldwide influence. The footballer who once changed clubs was now helping change the direction of an entire football industry. Looking back, Cristiano Ronaldo's career can almost be told through 3 contracts. Each one represents a different era of football's economy. The first came in 2003. Manchester United invested in possibility. An unknown teenager arrived in England with extraordinary talent. The transfer wasn't driven by guaranteed commercial success. It was driven by belief. If developed correctly, this young winger might become one of football's biggest stars. 6 years later, that possibility had become certainty. In 2009, Real Madrid invested in proven global influence. The record-breaking transfer wasn't simply paying for goals. It was paying for worldwide attention, for television audiences, commercial partnerships, merchandise sales, and a player capable of expanding Real Madrid's global reach. Then came the third chapter. In 2023, Al Nassr invested in something football had rarely seen before. Not just a player, not just a brand, but an entire ecosystem of influence. His arrival didn't merely strengthen one squad. It increased the visibility of an entire league. It attracted international sponsors, inspired other superstar signings, and accelerated football's expansion into a completely new market. 3 transfers, 3 completely different economic strategies, yet all connected by the same man. Very few footballers have experienced football's financial evolution. Cristiano Ronaldo helped shape it. As transfer fees grew, his value grew faster. As sponsorships expanded, his commercial power expanded with them. As football searched for new global audiences, Ronaldo repeatedly became the face leading the way. Perhaps that is why his career feels different from every generation before him. Because he wasn't simply adapting to football's changing economy. Again and again, football's economy adapted to him. Today, every major football club searches for more than great players. They search for global brands. That wasn't always the case. For decades, scouting departments focused almost entirely on football ability, goals, passing, defending, winning matches. Now, commercial departments often sit beside sporting directors during major transfer discussions. Because one question has become impossible to ignore. How much value can this player create beyond the pitch? Can he sell shirts? Can he attract sponsors? Can he increase television audiences? Can he grow the club's global fan base? Can he dominate social media? Those questions became far more important during Cristiano Ronaldo's career. His success demonstrated something football executives had never fully appreciated before. An extraordinary player could become an extraordinary business. That lesson reshaped recruitment across Europe. Young stars began building personal brands earlier than ever before. Social media teams expanded inside football clubs. Commercial partnerships became increasingly sophisticated. Image rights became central to contract negotiations. Marketing campaigns were designed around individual superstars. Even broadcasters adjusted their strategies. Fixtures involving Ronaldo consistently attracted larger audiences. Television companies understood that one player could influence viewing figures across continents. Sponsors reached the same conclusion. Association with Cristiano Ronaldo meant access to one of the largest sporting audiences in history. That kind of influence could not be measured by goals alone. It was measured in attention, visibility, trust, and global recognition. By the early 2020s, the blueprint was clear. Modern football clubs no longer invested only in football performance. They invested in influence. And whether they intended to or not, they were following a model that Cristiano Ronaldo had helped define. So, how did Cristiano Ronaldo change football's economy? Not with a single transfer, not with one record-breaking contract, and not with one extraordinary season. He changed it by expanding the definition of value itself. Before Ronaldo, a footballer's price was largely determined by what he produced during 90 minutes. Goals, assists, victories, championships. After Ronaldo, those things still mattered, but they were no longer the whole equation. Now a player could influence television rights, global sponsorship deals, merchandise sales, digital audiences, tourism, league popularity, and even the international reputation of an entire country. His career followed football's financial evolution at every stage. In 2003, Manchester United invested in a teenager with extraordinary potential. In 2009, Real Madrid made him the world's most expensive footballer, a transfer that announced a new era for the global transfer market. And in 2023, Al Nassr offered one of the richest contracts football had ever seen, not simply to sign a player, but to accelerate the ambitions of an entire league. Those three moments tell the story of modern football's economy: potential, global brand, worldwide influence. Cristiano Ronaldo lived through every stage. More importantly, he helped create them. Today, whenever a club evaluates the commercial impact of a superstar, whenever a league dreams of expanding its global audience, whenever a footballer builds a personal brand that reaches beyond the stadium, the influence of Cristiano Ronaldo is still there. Because records can eventually be broken. Transfer fees can eventually be surpassed. Contracts can eventually become larger. But changing the way an entire sport measures value, that is a legacy few athletes in history have ever achieved. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't just become one of football's greatest players. He changed what the world's biggest game believed a player could be worth. And in doing so, he changed football's economy forever. Long after the goals are forgotten, long after the trophies gather dust, football remembers the people who changed its direction. Some transformed tactics, some transformed clubs, some transformed entire generations of players. Cristiano Ronaldo transformed something few supporters ever think about: the business behind the game itself. Today, when a teenager signs a record sponsorship before becoming a first-team regular, when clubs calculate social media engagement alongside expected goals, when leagues compete for global attention rather than only domestic success, the echoes of Ronaldo's career are impossible to ignore. He proved that a footballer could become more than an employee of a club. He could become a global enterprise, a worldwide media platform, a commercial force capable of reshaping entire markets. That realization changed how clubs recruit, how sponsors invest, how broadcasters negotiate, and how football dreams. Because once one player proved it was possible, everyone else began chasing the same model. Future superstars would inherit a football economy very different from the one Ronaldo entered in 2003, an economy where influence could be as valuable as ability, where visibility could shape transfer strategy, and where one extraordinary career could move billions of dollars. Perhaps that is Cristiano Ronaldo's greatest achievement, not simply inspiring the next generation to score more goals, but inspiring football itself to think bigger. His records will eventually be challenged. His contracts may eventually be surpassed. Even his trophies may one day be matched. But the economic blueprint he helped create continues to shape every transfer window, every sponsorship deal, every global football strategy, and every new superstar who dreams of becoming more than just a player. Because Cristiano Ronaldo didn't simply play through football's economic revolution, he became one of the reasons it happened. And that may prove to be the most valuable legacy he ever leaves behind.